So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and welcome back to another video. We just got done filming the Battle of Germantown, and now we're for the Revolutionary War series. Now we're here in the Wissahickon Park. I should park in a new spot. This is the Kitchen Lane parking area. Never been here before. There's plenty of parking here on the weekday. It's October 7th, a Tuesday afternoon. While we're here, we're going to go visit something called the Toleration statue, and maybe another spot too. I was here years ago to visit the Toleration statue. I've been in quite a few places here in the park, but we're going to go back today because it does deal with our Revolutionary War series, besides just being a neat spot to visit in the park. So we're going to make our way there. Probably head to another place here in the park as well. Yeah, so this is the Kitchen Lane parking area. They got some parking spots here. Got the Jeep. Bicyclists coming past. Some parking spots up there too. So I just got to find which trail. I think we're going to head down on the what's called the Orange Trail to try to get to the statue. You could probably go that way too. I think that's the White Trail. But anyway, let's head out. It's a beautiful day. Look at the leaves falling already. Alright, so we're going to head down this way because I'm looking for the Orange Trail. That's the White Trail there. I think we'll find it down this way. I've always parked further up. It's another parking area. Well, there's several others, but I got Google Maps too. It has all the trails on there. So let's try and find this Toleration statue again. Actually, I'm going to look for the Orange Trail initially, but I think we'll get ahead for what's called Forbidden Drive. Or actually, no, hold on a second. Now I'm confusing myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. After we're done with the Toleration statue, I'm going to head for Forbidden Drive for the next video here. A place called Gorgas Cave. I think that's how you pronounce it. Or the Lost Gold Mine of the Wissahickon, it's also called. So that's for the other video. I guess I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Alright, let's find the Orange Trail. Yeah, so change of plans. We're not going to go that way. We're going to go this way. Yeah, so this is going to take us down towards the Wissahickon Creek. So we're going to look for the Orange Trail. It kind of crosses this trail. We're going to go to the left. You could take the White Trail to get to the statue, but you can get to it from the Orange Trail too. And just like that, here's our Orange Trail. That would take you across the creek there to Forbidden Drive, which we'll do later in the next video, but we're going to head this way to the statue. It's also known as Mom Rinker's Rock. There's some like haunted history to this place too. With Mom Rinker, plays into our Revolutionary War story though too. Alright, there's our trail junction here. I think that's the White Trail. I'm going to check my map, Google Maps here, just make sure I don't pass where I need to head up. I'm pretty sure I need to go a little bit further yet though, I just want to double check. The statue will be up above us at some point, but I'm pretty sure this is not it yet. We need to go a little bit further more that way. And just checked Google Maps, we do need to keep going, but this is kind of looking familiar. You know, think we are still here in Philadelphia. That's a sewer pipe right there, an old sewer pipe underneath here. I remember that. Yeah, it's still within the city limits of Philadelphia. You wouldn't know it though. Down there's the Wissahickon. Some more old stonework here. So I've been here to the Wissahickon any number of times. Most recently it was to film the Thomas Mill covered bridge. I think that was this past spring. I was there, but I've never fully explored this park. There's so much here to see. As you can see, We are within the city limits of Philadelphia, but you don't hear no traffic. I heard a plane overhead earlier, but it's a beautiful place. I forget, it was maybe at least 5 years ago I visited this statue. It was some time ago. But once we get there, I'll tell you the story and how it deals with or blends in with a Revolutionary War series. Looks like there's a trail going up there. We'll be closing in on our statue. I forget if you can see it from down here or not, because it is up on like the rocks up there. But just a reminder that we are in Philadelphia. Here's sewer, or the entrance into it. That's what we're walking on up here then, is the sewer line. I think it's either a sewer or a water line, one of those. That's what this is. Oh, I see it up there. I see the statue. It's up there. I can find it on camera. See it right there? That's the Toleration statue. So it's not that far at all of a walk from Kitchen Lane parking. Just gotta find a trail that goes up to it now. There might be some unofficial trails going up there. But I think we go through these rocks up here. Yeah, I think there's one on the other side up there. Just looking around. Yeah. Some amazing looking rocks here. This is cool. There's that pipe. Where's our trail? This might be it right here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been on that side over there. Let's see if this takes us up. I'm not sure. Yeah, not sure about this. I don't know if this is a trail or not. Maybe it was at one point, but yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, so I don't know if that's really a trail. Maybe it was at one point, but yeah, those cool rocks. I think we're just gonna go. There's a trail junction up here. I think we're gonna go up this way and then do a roundabout way to the statue. Will work. Yeah, so we're gonna take a left here. The orange trail continues that way. Yeah, hear the sirens. As a reminder, we are in the city. We're kind of in a gorge. You know, the Wissahickon Creek flows through here. It's like the Wissahickon Gorge. I mean, but on either side, it's Philadelphia City, so. Check out this old culvert. Kind of eroding down the bottom there. All kinds of little tidbits back here. I'm not sure if that's an official trail, but kind of going the roundabout way. Maybe I could have climbed up there from the orange trail, but it would stick to a trail. More old stone walls. Look at this. A lot of rich history back here. But onwards to the Toleration statue. The story of Mama Rinker. How she helped the Revolutionary War efforts. Pretty sure this is where we need to turn left. There's another trail junction here. We could stay on that. That would take us back to where I parked, but let's see if they have a sign here for it. Well, they do. Toleration statue. So straight ahead that way. I think the last time I was here, I think I did come from that direction. I'm not sure. Maybe not. It's been a while. Yeah, the orange trail we were on earlier is down at the bottom of this little ravine. Should soon be visible. It's one of two statues out here. There's another statue out here of an Indian chief in the northern part of the park. We visited that years ago too. I thought we'd see it already. Alright, a little bit further. Oh, I see it. Dead ahead. Warming up out here today too. I'll take this flannel off. Yeah, it's supposed to be made in the likeness of William Penn. It does say Toleration on it. Why it's called the Toleration statue, which is probably signifying Quaker beliefs. Yeah, there it is. Whew. Kind of just up here. Yeah, I'm nowhere near as tall as it. Yes, there it be. The Toleration statue. A few carvings on it, but no graffiti. Who knows, maybe they come up here and clean it off. But I'm gonna find a spot to take a little break. And I got a story to tell you. Yeah, but not a bad spot for a break. Down there's the gorge. I can hear people walking by on the orange trail down there, but yeah. Like I said, we are in Philadelphia. Kind of hard to believe. Except that there's a statue right there. Alright, I'm going to find a place to set the camera down. Like I got a story to tell. Yeah, so it's mentioned, this is known as Mom Rinker's Rock. I think it mentioned too that there is some haunted history to this place. Some people think that Mama Rinker was a witch. This is where she launched on her broomstick from this rock. And did other kinds of, witchy things here. Some say she died. And there's a rock ledge around here. Her broomstick went right into the rock ledge. But anyway. But Revolutionary War history. Supposedly, during the British occupation of Philadelphia, Mama Rinker would come out here and sit on this rock and knit, with yarn and stuff. But what the British didn't realize is that within those balls of yarn that she was knitting with were secret notes to George Washington and the Continental Army. She would put little notes in there talking about the positions and what the British were doing in Philadelphia and things like that. Kind of like she's acting like a spy. And there's different versions of the stories of all things. Some say she would leave the balls of yarn here. Some say she let them roll down the little ravine here down towards the river or the creek down there. And on the other side were either some of Washington's soldiers or officers. One says it's the Green Boys from Roxborough, who were, not necessarily in the colonial army, but were working with Washington. But anyway, they were people loyal to Washington on the other side who knew that Mama Rinker would leave these yarn balls or drop them down the edge of the cliff here. They would go retrieve them, come across the creek, retrieve them, and take them back to George Washington for him to read and make possible plans of what to do, depending on what the British activities here in Philadelphia were. So that is the story. And that's how it ties into our Revolutionary War history. Whether it's true or not, that's, you know, we don't know. That's legend though. Mama Rinker. Mama Rinker and her yarn, and her balls of yarn with notes from her spying on the British. Makes for an interesting story though. But yeah, either you know, Mama Rinker was a witch or she was a Revolutionary War hero. Or maybe both, who knows. But yeah, that's the story of this place. But yeah. Yeah, so there's one last look. Not exactly sure where Mama Rinker sat. I took my break right there. That's a nice spot to sit. Looks a little worn there. Maybe that's where she sat, but she was dropping balls of yarn down. Maybe she stood in one of these other ones here. Maybe right on the edge down there, who knows. But yeah. And back in the day, there's probably less trees here, so you could see the other side of the gorge. You know, people were watching to see when she was here to drop those yarn balls, so they knew when to come. But yeah, I think we'll say farewell to William Penn, in the spirit of Mama Rinker as well. I think that'll be it for this video, folks. If you want to come here yourself, it's not that difficult to get here. You can find the statue on Google Maps, and there's definitely a signal here because we are in Philadelphia, so you can just follow the trails to the rock here. But yeah, cool little story about Mama Rinker and how it relates to the Revolutionary War. But we're gonna head on. I have one other spot I want to visit here too, the Gorgas Cave, or the Lost Gold Mine. Thanks for coming along with me on this one, folks. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one.